Jesus, it's been a while.
I know it's
I'm
been a while.
I'm not hiding. I might be hiding from a Trump presidency, but I'm not hiding from you guys. I'm back.
Simply Vibin with Christy Chanel and Phoebe James.
It's gonna be that kind of night.
Let's go.
Well, welcome back to Simply Vibin. We haven't really done an episode this year, have we?
No, this is our
No.
first 4 weeks in.
We are on it as usual.
As usual.
I think even for us, coming out of the shadows is really important right now. And I really think people just want to hear like-minded people discussing how fucked up the world is right now.
Yeah,
And
we definitely need to support each other through this.
we do. And there's so much overwhelm, I think, that it's hard to really track what's going on because, of course, that's part of the plan is to overwhelm us so that we become numb to everything that's being pushed out to us. How are you feeling with the whole thing? Are you tracking it? Are you following it? Is it just seeping in slowly?
I mean, I'm doing my best to keep up with it, but like you said, there's so much happening. So I'm trying to also, I guess, think about all of it and not just like the more shocking things, because I think that's what he's wanting is shock and awe. Almost like I'm going to put out and just do all this stuff that is absolutely wild. But then I'm also going to do some stuff over here that's not so wild, but it's actually way worse, while everyone's shocked and awed at this. So I'm trying to keep up with the stuff that's over here that's a little less shocking to everyone and, less of a headline, but it's actually more damaging. So, yeah, I'm trying my best to keep up. It's just a lot. Came in guns a-blazing.
It's a lot. And I think for me, more than the news of everything that's happening, I think it's people that are really disappointing me more than they did when he first got elected. It's the people that still don't understand what's happening to them at all.
Yeah.
It's like read the room, people are crying. Just shocked. I think shock and awe.
Yeah.
Shock and awe. I'm not really sure how to react. I post on Christy Chanel on TikTok and other places, and I'm finding it hard. I want to reach people because I want them to speak up and use their voice, and at the same time, I want to shake them, poke them in the eye, and reach the other side in all of this. So I'm trying to find the middle ground where I can keep somebody's attention and then have them kind of say, well, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
And it's happening just today. I had posted something about the bigger agenda. I had posted this yesterday about the bigger agenda being keeping, white women in the kitchen, not in the workplace, which is, DEI affects white women more than any other area. And a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people didn't understand that it was put in place to protect us. And so I posted about that. I was like, it's part of the bigger agenda to keep white babies coming. They want to be the majority, and they're afraid that they're turning into the minority. And that's where it all ties together with abortion, wanting to ban birth control, bringing religion back into the fold because hardcore religions of the Christian faith, typically, not all, but typically has women subservient to a man and gender roles. They don't believe in gay marriage. They want to declare two sexes only. It's all coming down to that.
It makes absolutely no sense either. Like, how does that affect anybody's life other than in a negative way? Like, if it's not you it's pertaining to, how is that even helping you in life? Like, there's so much wrong with this world and this country. It's so weird that some people prioritize crap like that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Like, it makes no sense.
I know. And when I posted that video, it's going viral. But beyond that, I had somebody, which is the most important part of this whole thing, reach out to me tonight into my DMs, another white female, and she's a little bit older. And she said, can you explain what that meant? She's like, I mean that sincerely. Can you explain it to me? And I took the time to explain why I thought what I thought. And I feel like that's a positive step.
Yeah.
Not that she voted for Trump, but she just wanted to understand my theories behind what's happening. So
Yeah.
I was excited about that.
Yeah, it is good. So, I mean, that's the best thing you can do is just keep the communication open. Some people might be open to learning a little bit. I don't know. It feels like a lot of people that need to hear that stuff, though, is who's not going to listen and not going to believe it anyways, you know.
Not until it impacts themselves, and not until it impacts them specifically. So what are some of the things that you've come across?
What do you mean?
Some of the things. What are? Let me get specific. What are some things that have absolutely made your jaw drop? Has anything happened to you? Not to you, but out in the world that has made you go, holy shit?
Oh, you mean aside from what Trump's doing, just like stuff in the world? Not yet. I mean, so far, nothing that's happened. No. I mean, I know that there's been more. I think there was a white supremacist march somewhere, but like, that shit's been happening. That doesn't really surprise me for some reason. You know, it's like, yeah, they're more emboldened. Okay. But they're still keeping it in their bubble in a way. I've yet to see anything really egregious myself in person.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's what I would wait on because, you know, they're always going to sensationalize something on a TikTok or something like that. But, you know, I wait for the day to see somebody in person, you know, acting out of line. Yeah.
Well, today they stopped SNAP and Medicare and federal funding. They paused it. And I'm just shocked that they can just stop it when so many people depend on that for their livelihood. Like, that can't work. That you know, or single moms that have like 3 kids at home that they're just trying to survive. And I'm shocked. I just am.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, if you mean the shit that Trump's already doing.
Yeah, let's hear about Trump shit.
Oh, I thought you meant like societal. I'm like, I don't.
It doesn't surprise you.
Nothing's shocking anymore in society. This
it's a fucking dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't know. I mean, like, one thing that blew my mind was the executive order to, that would end what is it, the birthright citizenship?
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, that one. Because that was like the dumbest fucking thing ever anyways to sign. Like, that's not gonna pass. Like, that was a waste of time. And that was one of those things that I think was like, hey, look at this, this is crazy. But then over here, he was, you know, the shit that they're doing already to kind of get ready for their tax cuts and just him to make his billionaire friends richer. That's the stuff I'm more worried about. But like, I couldn't believe when he signed that executive order. My mind was blown just because it was as unconstitutional to do. It's like, this is the party that's so pro-Constitution, and he literally was doing something completely against the Constitution there. And it almost is just like, is it just to pander to his base? You know, because he knew it wasn't going to get legs. So what was the moral to the story there?
Well, he may have known it wasn't going to get legs, except it is getting legs from what I'm seeing, because they're stopping people randomly and asking for papers and taking people away that are not hardcore criminals. They They neglect to report on that on the news of exactly who they picked up. Like, open the book.
The deporting?
Yes.
They said, he said he was doing that out the gate. That's what he said he was going to do. So,
but he's telling the Fox News and everybody else like that it's hardcore criminals. But he needs to open the book and say, okay, prove it.
If it's hardcore criminals, why are they trying to go into schools like that? There's hardcore criminals in elementary schools
and hospitals. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, no, that's not happening. That's not how it's working.
I definitely think, we are in Texas and it's going to impact a lot of construction sites and farming. And it's just across the board how it's going to affect all of our lives and our food, and the prices are going to go up. I did hear that he did say it's going to get harder first and then it will get better.
How does he know? What does he know about it?
Well, he knows that it's about to get harder, and he wants us to go, oh, but he said it's going to get better, so we just have to go through this as troopers.
And some people will definitely say that and feel like that. A very few, his true loyalists, but over time, they're going to even get sick of it being hard. They're not going to.
I know.
I don't know. I do hope that it's only a matter of time before he pisses off most of his base. He's already starting to. I mean, he already has a lot of groups that supported him already coming out and saying, we don't agree with this. Like, this is not something we would have supported. And I just see a lot of, like I said, some of the things that they're already doing is very much like, I thought you were America first. This is not America first. And hopefully, so that's another group of people that hopefully he's going to piss off and they're going to turn on him too. I just can hope that people do have a little bit more morality than just dumb, Trump and brr.
Yeah. So the salute heard around the world. Do you have an opinion?
Yeah,
was it a salute?
An opinion? Yes, it was 100% Nazi salute.
It wasn't love. He wasn't just throwing his heart out to share love with the crowd. Yeah.
I don't think Elon has love. I don't think he even knows what the hell love is. So, no, I'm going to say that wasn't it regardless. But no, definitely not. It wasn't. He knows what he was doing.
And again, people that I've known, from high school or whatever, defending it like it's
so weird.
It's like gaslighting on the highest level. But I feel like they're being gaslit too. Yeah,
but why are they even allowing that? Like, that's you have to want to believe that to think that, because that was so obvious. And nobody else could do that. I don't understand why they're suddenly wanting to make it okay. Just because they like him.
Well, they're saying they took still shots of like Obama, and
that's already been debunked.
Elon
did that himself. I think Elon did some of that himself. He literally took screenshots and said like, oh, it wasn't just me. He's trying to do that as defending himself, but they've all been debunked. I looked them all up because, like I said, I saw that and I'm like, what? And then I'm like, there's absolutely no way. At first I thought it was maybe AI or like Photoshop, but it was just screen grabs from them doing completely other things. Totally different things.
Yeah. There's no defending it. There's no defending it.
But that's definitely something people are trying to use to defend it. Yeah.
And isn't he for the far, this is me with the no facts, far right Germany. They have like this group. What's it called?
AFD. Yeah.
He went and did a speech.
Well, it's like a European, far right party. And, one day ago, he just spoke at Germany's AFD campaign launch as thousands protest the far right group. It's a far right group that has I don't even, I'd have to pull it up to say their actual policies, but I know that they are known to do things like Nazi salutes in their speeches. It's something that they do. So if he's supporting them and he's speaking at their conventions, why do we think that that's not the salute he was doing? Like, it's so obvious. You have to lie to yourself to I don't know how people do the mental gymnastics to,
I don't either, but I felt from the beginning that the two, Trump and Elon, would eventually sever ties. I think it's too early for that to happen. Right now, they're still very supportive of each other. But neither Trump or Eli, at least to this date of this taping, which is January 28th, have come out and said it was not meant that way. I think that would clear everything up. Maybe not, but at least some sort of human.
Yeah. So the AfD is the Alternative for Deutschland. That's what it stands for, which is German. It's alternative. And they oppose immigration into Germany. Shocker. Especially the Muslim immigration. And they resist mainstream policies and the stuff that Angela Merkel had put into place. She actually did pretty good with what she was doing. But, yeah, so let's see some other good stuff about them. I will say that I mean, just off the muscle, hearing that he's over there supporting them and throwing his weight behind him, I'm like, so is he going to start trying to buy Germany's elections next? Like, is Elon just going to go around and try to buy as many elections as he can and take over the world? I don't know.
Do you think that that's something that he would be trying to do? It's not just America.
Why else is he trying to be so involved in other countries' politics? Like, go worry about your own damn country, dude. I don't get it. I don't know, Christy.
And where's he from?
South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything over there that I'm aware of.
No.
Mm-hmm. So we get him. Lovely.
Yeah, we get him. So
I had somebody jump into my DMs and tell me that she was part of a big recruiting team that's works with Tesla and Starlink. And one of the requirements was to not allow women candidates and anyone over 60. So we've got discrimination, sexism, and ageism.
How can he make shit like that make sense even in his own head? Like, I want to push to raise the retirement age to your 80s, but my company's not going to hire anybody in that bucket. Like,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no, like, the logical person inside me is like, none of this makes sense. Like, abort. None of it makes sense.
I mean, are we in a simulation and we're just coming to the end of it? Like, are they just really like, y'all really don't understand? That's what's like, are y'all that dumb? You're just going to keep rolling with all this? I don't know.
We're about to pull the plug. We're going to pull the plug on this simulation because you guys just don't freaking get it.
Oh,
we keep trying to show you.
Or maybe that's what the aliens have been like flying around like, Jesus, these morons.
And you notice the aliens have disappeared from the news. They're coming back. They'll bring them back just in time for something. You know what I mean? It's just when we're like,
Bluebeam.
yeah. There's no freaking telling. I'm like so tired with it.
I am too. Yeah, I'm already just like burnout. It just started.
It's definitely it's a week in.
A week in, and all he has done has stuff that will benefit his cronies. And yeah, we're headed to an oligarchy. I mean, that's what's happening. That's where we're going.
So anytime I've mentioned that word, the far right MAGA likes to say, "Oh, look at that! You've learned a new word. Ooh, you keep using that word. It's a new word." Okay, so that's one of the comments that I get. But also, they said, "Well, we were already in that, and we've been in that, so that's nothing new."
So let's just let him finish it off and make it official. Is that what we're saying? Like, that doesn't make it better. That doesn't make it okay. And we weren't officially in that. I mean, yeah, that's where we were heading.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to keep heading that way because of idiots that keep on voting for shit like that. Like, I don't know why people thought Trump or Elon or any of... How did they think that was going to be any different?
Well, another comment is that I was commenting on how they were all behind him in the inauguration. They had prime seats right there.
Yeah.
And there's the far right is saying, Oh, well, that's who I want leading and making our country great again.
Who? Some of the world's most greediest people?
Correct.
Like the people that have a mental illness because they hoard? It's just that they hoard money instead of like cats. I don't know. I wish we would see them that way, though. I do. I wish society would see these billionaires the way that we see hoarders, because that's what they're doing. They're fucking weird ass hoarders. Like, you don't need that much money. Nobody on this earth needs that much money, and you're taking it from everybody else. Like, and why do we see that as like, oh my God, they're amazing, I want them running things? Like, no, they have a mental fucking illness. It's just they're hoarding money, which we all fucking idolize, but that's a mental illness. Studies even show that like once people start getting money, their brain changes how they think. Like they become more of an asshole. It's got to be part of their nature. I don't know, but no, it's like literally the more money you get, Christy, it turns into a mental illness. For real.
I never heard that. I've never
it changes
heard
your
that.
brain.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, that's what it is. They're hoarding. They're hoarders. They should be on that show, Hoarders, but instead of clearing out a house, we should be clearing out their fucking bank account.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and I've always been told, or at least I've heard, that money just brings out who you already are to the forefront, no matter who that is.
Yeah,
and if you don't have empathy, I mean, just the path to get to where they're going, you have to step on people to get there. Because it's not logical for the people like you and me to be able to hit that pinnacle.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, you can have a successful business, but to this level, there's got to be some skeletons in that closet. That's how I see it. Yeah. And I'm not against self-made men and women. I think it's amazing, but there's my guts telling me there's just some weirdness there. As you just said, there's a mental health issue connected to it. I never thought about it as hoarding.
But how is it not?
Well, it's money, so it's different. It's money.
How is it different? They have too much. They have no need to have that much. How is it different than someone that hoards anything else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a different way of looking at it. I've never looked at it that way, but I could see that because there's so many other things that they can do with their money to help society out. Instead
of buy politicians so that they can just get richer and make the wealth, disparity even bigger.
Because it's more about controlling everything, controlling everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never enough. I'm sure they're all very unhappy people in real life, but whatever. I mean, I don't okay. We all are at this point. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, it could be, they're going to fuck around and find out. They're going to keep doing this shit. And I mean, 4 years of this and, I don't think that anything's going to really improve for the country. It might be enough to piss people off and really say, fuck this.
Fuck the two-party system.
Yeah, I mean, this country was founded on basically, an uprising, like going against, the government in Britain, or, going against, like, that's kind of how this country was started. So maybe you never know. Who knows what's going to happen?
Do you think that we're headed for a civil war?
No.
Or you don't?
Mm-mm.
So you think that we're all just going to be willing participants?
People are just too apathetic to go to civil war. I think there might be a minority. I mean, there could be a minority of people that are clashing more, but in general, I don't see us having a civil war just because people are too apathetic. And I think if society devolves so much, because it's like, yeah, if society devolved, it might turn into, but I think if that happened, people might direct their anger and energy at the right place before I would hope, before society just completely breaks down. You know what I mean? I would hope that everyone could come together and direct our energy towards fixing things before a civil war, actually. I don't think I just don't see that happening. Can you really imagine, like, common person, like, taking up arms to fight? So I don't. Well, everyone's too apathetic at this point.
I think it depends on what they take away.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And how much it means to society. there's going to have to be a response. And I just cannot imagine that they take everybody's rights away and there's not a response.
Exactly.
I'm angry. I'm angry every day at the things that I'm seeing. And that's just going to grow. And I think that there are people that feel like they've been slapped in the face. I'm so like lost for words, just because the same thing with gay marriage, you know, it's like, why is that our fucking business?
Exactly. And how does that benefit society? Again, there's so much shit broken that could be, there's so much that Trump really could do good. He really could do a lot. I mean, you know, it's like, I wish we had a fucking cowboy come into the office that would do good shit instead of all the cowboys are like fucking crooked and corrupt. But like, why is that a priority for anybody? How is that a priority when we have as many homeless veterans on the streets as we do? How is that a fucking priority? How is it a priority when half of everybody's income goes to rent right now? Why is worrying about who can marry who your fucking priority? Like,
because there's another true priority that he's not sharing with us, which is called Project 2025 or America First. They are literally taking that book out and they are comparing it to the things that he's passing. And it is fucking scary.
What's sad though, Christy? I mean, this just popped in my head, you saying that. I don't think that Project 2025 is what he's after. I think it's just the, trying to gain as much power as he can and as much leverage and money as he can for him and his buddies up there. And they're kind of appeasing to the Project 2025 crowd because that's who voted him in. So, I mean, he's going to do it, but I think it's more still just like a piece of what he's actually doing. I really think his goal is not 2025. His goal is United States of Trump. You know, I mean, he's a fucking megalomaniac. Like, he puts his fucking name in gaudy ass gold, everything. Like, I think that's more what his motivation is to try to be as rich and powerful as he possibly can. And if appeasing to the 2025 people is going to do it, that's what he's going to do.
Well, those are the people that he's hiring around him. So
yeah, I'm just saying, like, on top of him doing that bad shit, he's still doing worse shit over here that's not part of 2025.
Yeah. I would be interested. I think there's like somebody that's doing a tracking system of how many things are getting implemented from Project 2025, and he's right on track.
I mean, one of the things that very much disturbed me was that he already basically signed up he gave $500 billion to us to build AI data centers in Texas. So basically, hey, Elon and Mark Zuckerberg, my buddies, here's $500 billion to enhance your business and your profitability. Because that's like, how does that benefit any real person? Like, why are you taking $500 billion of our tax money and giving it to the world's most richest men, Elon and fucking Zuckerberg? And then also, how much sense does it even make to put data centers in fucking Texas? It's already hot as hell. Like, I kind of can't figure that one out. Like,
we already have a data center that is Google, and we have a Facebook one here already. So there's just another data center that we have.
No wonder we can't keep our fucking power grid going on the map.
You're not wrong. I think Facebook is in other areas as well. This is just one of them. But yeah, I was involved in putting the roof on those buildings.
Okay.
So I remember it.
He is strengthening that.
He is strengthening that.
That's why Elon donated all that money, because he wanted to get something in return, and he's already getting it. Why should he invest his own money when he can just have the government pay for it?
I agree. I mean, then that also brings up another point of media and it being controlled by the oligarchs.
Did you hear? I haven't looked into this, but my sister's fiance texted me the other day and said that they're protesting they're protesting what's happening in the U.S. in other countries, but it's blacked out. The media won't show it.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
I have. And I've also seen that on TikTok. I know that there's only probably 60 days left that we'll have it, but on there right now is it's called World Talk. And Americans are connecting with all different countries, and we're sharing stories. And it's a big deal that seeing what they're going through versus what we're going through. And it's really a way to bring these countries together. So they're sharing what people think about America. And they're saying that we're disgusted and we're scared for you. You know, that's majority of what they're saying. Like, we can't believe that you guys elected this guy in there. Like, hello.
It's sad, and it is. And that's just what it is, sad and scary.
Yeah. And I don't know that there's anybody that can make it make sense, truly, except for the price of eggs, which has gone up, by the way, because of the bird flu, I think. I think everybody's buying up all the damn eggs. I saw some in New Jersey that were like $11 a carton.
It's not that serious. Usually eggs go bad in my house, so I guess I'm
Me too.
Good there. Really? Yeah, I don't make them that often.
I think I use it for cake.
How often do you make a cake, Christy? Honestly.
Not very often, Phoebe. I'm not going to lie. I think I did in the last 3 months make one. And I remember I needed eggs. I just I was like, I really want a yellow cake with milk chocolate frosting. And then I put cherries on top of it.
That sounds yummy.
It is good. It is good. So, I won't be able to do that. So that'll be a bummer. But for the most part, I don't really use eggs. But Colombia has been involved with some issues with Trump. So
tell me.
And well, it had to do with the immigrants being flown over there and on a military plane. And Colombia, from my understanding, from what I've read, is that they wanted them to have dignity. And dignity was not something the U.S. wanted to give them. And they said, well, they can't land here. You can't land here. And Trump said, okay, I'm going to slap a 25% tariff on your stuff. And then Colombia said, okay, you can land here, but we're going to slap a 50% tariff on you. So I don't know today where they landed because I was at work, so I have to look that up. But I do know that last night when I heard this, I went and I bought 2 big coffee cans. I'm like, you're not going to mess with my coffee. I mean, no way. So that should be interesting. And we have a coffee machine and coffee maker at work, so that might impact how much coffee we get there. It just depends on what the prices are. Another thing is Ben and Jerry's has come out and completely sided with the Democrat, the left side, equality, and are going hardcore on it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So people are going out to buy these Ben and Jerry's, and I'm seeing that they're locking the ice cream in, or they're not scannable in a retaliation. I'm seeing it. I'm like,
no,
oh my God.
I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah. So anyway, I will be going and getting some Ben and Jerry's. I like it anyway. I've always liked their ice cream. I'm not a huge ice cream girl, but I need to support in the right spots. The other place is Costco. Costco has decided they're not going to get rid of their DEI.
Yep.
And so people are going out to support Costco over Sam's Club and other stores. So this is good places if you want to support them. Also, there's an app called Goods Unite. Goods Unite. I think it's Goods Unite. And on the app, you can see exactly who supports who if you want to be a part of supporting the correct businesses that are here for us and not for the oligarchy. Goods. I think, let me look it up. I just want to make sure I give everybody the right app. Goods Unite Us. There it is. It's GUU, Debate, Politics, and Shop. So it's a blue app with a microphone on it. Added, boycotted, and supported brands to the My Brands page. Fixed visual bugs. Okay. So if you want to go support people that think like you, this is a really good app to do it. Goods unite us. So with all the craziness, how are you feeling? Like, are you looking to go get out of town? I went and made an appointment to get my passport because I didn't have one.
Yay! That's good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That is good.
Me and my daughter.
Awesome. I'm going to be doing the same to get my son one so he can come with us.
Where are you going?
No, I don't know.
You can't leave me, Phoebe.
No, you can come with me, Christy. I mean, there's a long list of places we can go. I'm sorry. I was going through the list of all the stuff that he's already done, and it is like,
what did you see that made you?
It's just so much, and I don't agree with hardly any of it. So it's like, it's a long list, Christy. We'll be here for a long time,
and that's to overwhelm us, because how can we keep track of it all?
Yeah, I mean, it's just let's run through some of them real quick. An executive order on securing the border. It's meant to reverse Biden's policies, on as far as the border. In the use of immigration, immediately in it to where no more immigrants can come in right now. He put a pause on that. He signed something where it collect the DNA from illegal immigrants in custody. Oh, that's not scary at all for the government to want to take your DNA.
Why? What would be the reason for that? Criminal database?
I guess, and more like declared an emergency at the southern border. We get it. We fucking get it. Executive order clarifying the military's role in protecting the territorial integrity of the We get it. We get it. You don't like immigrants. Lord, we get it. An executive order designating cartels as terrorists. How? Okay. Like, some of this is dumb. Pausing refugee admissions. So sorry, no refugees are coming here. Ending birthright citizenship, which again, that's meant to deny citizenship based on being born in the U.S. Which again, that's what I was talking about earlier when I said that's the one that it was so dumb, because it's a constitutional. It's in the Constitution, right?
No, but that's not what I was going to say. I forgot something actually impacts you directly.
What?
They said that indigenous people are not American.
I know.
What the fuck?
It's already stopped. I mean, it's already been stopped because he can't do that. Like, you know what I was honestly equating it to? Because I was like, could you even fucking imagine? Like, for people that don't understand what this is about, it would be literally like if Biden or Obama or whoever ex-president, that you don't like, if they came into office and they immediately signed an executive order banning all firearms. It's not going to pass because it's a constitutional right, but they still did it. Could you imagine how people would lose their fucking minds?
Oh, yeah.
This is the same thing. Like, that executive order was bullshit because he knows it's a constitutional amendment and he can't do anything to end that, but he still did it. Just as messaging and dog whistling, I guess. And it's just like, because you just want to be a hateful dickhead? I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what he wanted to do, but it blew my mind. I was like...
questioning whether or not natives are actually citizens.
They are more than we are.
No shit.
What the hell?
A lot of them are just dumb ass executive orders. It's more about like how the borders are bad. It's like 25 different orders he signed about like that. I'm not even going to read through them all. Another one, he signed an executive order restoring the death penalty because we need that.
We need to kill some people off.
Kill some people. An executive order pausing foreign aid. But this is one that I was talking about earlier when I say like these America First people. So he's pausing foreign aid, but he's already offered $300 billion to Israel. So we're going to pause foreign aid to everyone but Israel because we want to help propagate their, basically, they're trying to decimate the Palestinians, and Trump's all for that, of course, because it's more, and I'm sorry, now I'm going off on a tangent.
No.
Because it's so fucking disgusting because he, like I said, he's doing that. He's obviously supporting, the Netanyahu and like, yeah, buddy, we got your back. We're going to give you all the fucking money you need. And he's saying like, yeah, I mean, it was an interview he just did on Air Force One. I think they said that talking to a journalist, and they were asking him like, well, what do you see happening over there? And Trump's like, yeah, we just need to clear that whole area out. We need to get them all out of there. Talking about the Palestinians, we need to clear that area out. I think we need to send half of them to Jordan needs to take half, and Egypt needs to take the other half, and we need to just clear them out because that can be a really nice piece of land. And Kushner, his son-in-law, has years in the past talked about that's some prime real estate right there on the sea. Like, there is such Christy.
This has been part of the plan then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fucking sad. People are dying over there. And he's saying, like, yeah, it's a mess. It's such a mess over there right now. Like, yeah, because we're giving Israel bombs to make it a mess. Like, but yeah. Anyways, okay. Sorry.
No.
That one
that's
pissed
fine.
me off. Yeah.
Yeah. It should.
Another memo to require all federal workers to return to the office. No more remote work. Thank you, Trump. You are really fixing things. It's like, what?
I appreciate him so much.
Yeah, like things are going to really go better now that all federal workers, none of them can work remote.
No, which will start a trickle down effect. You already know. Mm-hmm.
A memo imposing a regulatory freeze because, fuck all regulations.
Why would we don't need them. Fuck it.
We don't need them. Halt them all. We don't need them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Get rid of them.
Imposing a federal hiring freeze. Okay. What else? A memo on inflation. Thanks, but what you're doing is not going to help anything. Okay. Establishing an America First trade policy, which you talked about that, the tariffs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many, like I said.
I know, it's unbelievable.
Exiting the global minimum deal. He's already talking about he wants to pull out from the UN and pull out from our climate agreements and, all that stuff. And he's signing several executive orders to basically, there's several of them, but the gist of them is going to be to put a heavier focus on cryptocurrency, I guess. That's kind of how I'll make it easier to say to, once again, boost the business for his billionaire friends.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he get his own Bitcoin? Also?
I think
he did. No, he did, and it's tanking. It's fucking tanking.
Because he's
like
a
the
fucking
NASDAQ.
loser.
Yeah, the NASDAQ is also tanking. Trillions of dollars, I think. It's out. It's down. I think so.
NASDAQ. Yeah, he fired a ton of inspector generals. I know that one. He's basically just neutering any, it's just fucked up what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it just gets like,
it's that's what I mean. It's like, you can't have it. There's too many to have you go, holy shit, because it's too many, which is part of it, because I think they compared that to the way they win control over people's minds and apathy, and nobody wants to react anymore because it's like they're already used to it. Make everybody numb. It's like being in a relationship with a narcissist. It's literally, you get to a point where you're like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I just want to break up. But I don't care. And that's where we're going to get to. Well, I've been there. Like, I would have never gotten a relationship with him anyway, but there are people there are people that did. And now they're like, you know what? I think I want to break up. I don't think I want to be in this tumultuous, what is it? Tumultuous relationship any longer.
They better hurry up and break up before they make breaking up illegal too. You said that they're already going after divorce.
That's right. It might be no fault at that point. Do you think he'll get impeached?
No.
You don't?
No. I think it's more likely that he's going to figure out a way to stay in office after 2028. I think that's more likely than them getting impeached.
I don't think I can handle that.
I told you there's already, I need to get the
I know.
senator's name. There's already a senator that is proposing a constitutional amendment to allow a third term for presidents.
I just can't imagine it really happening.
I can't either, but
He's going to be like 100 at that point. He's not going to be able to even function.
yeah, well, yeah. But
It's going to be J.D. Vance is what's going to happen. And he makes me more nervous than Trump does.
Wait a minute.
What?
So it says that a House Republican introduced a joint resolution in Congress designed to allow Trump to serve a third term, but it includes a caveat that would prevent Obama from running again.
Oh,
wow.
And I told you, well, what about Obama? He could probably jump in there.
Yep. Representative Andy Ogles from Tennessee. Tennessee, get this man out of office. Shit.
Oh, my God, Phoebe. How can you do that?
It would allow Trump to serve 3 terms, ensuring that we can sustain the bold leadership our nation so desperately needs. The 22nd Amendment imposed a 2-term limit. See, they're going, the we're so pro-constitutional movement or party is, they do not give a fuck about the Constitution. They don't. Only when it serves them. That's the only time they actually care about it. Because as soon as it doesn't serve them, they're trying to write executive orders and do amendments and flip everything on its fucking head. And they're actually saying like, what was you going to say?
I was just going to say, how are they allowed to put a stipulation in there? That's like, it's like Mean Girl. Like, you can come to our party, but she can't. You know, how can you legally do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and like, the birthright citizenship thing I was talking about, because, like I said, that bothers me because you're literally signing an executive order to go against the Constitution. And it's just so about face of what they say. Where the fuck was I going with it? I just spaced out. I had something I was doing.
Where was that? You had said Trump. Does that help?
I do know what it was. Okay,
what?
Because when I talked about that birthright citizenship thing, what they were coming out, because like I said, they say that they're the party that, we're pro-Constitution. It's all about the Constitution. Can't change the amendment. That's what the forefathers wanted. They actually, so in response to, they're like, well, if you're all about the forefathers and what they wanted, why are you trying to end birthright citizenship when that's clearly in the Constitution? Oh, well, if when they wrote that back, if they knew how things were going to turn out, they wouldn't have wanted that. That's what they said. Okay, well, guess what, guys? When they wrote it about guns, about the Second Amendment, if they'd have known how it was going to turn out, I bet they wouldn't have wanted that either. If we're going to be going back in time and reading minds, like...
They're making decisions for people that are already dead on what they were supposed to be. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. That's what I mean. There's no logic. It's the Trump logic, and it's a fucking cult. It's a cult, Phoebe. We're living in a cult.
It is. Yeah. Fucking weird one, man.
And I just don't see. I think. I'm never lost for words, right? I am lost for words. Because to me, it's like, I think we can survive 4 years, but I don't know if we can survive 8. Do you want to share any words of parting?
No.
I almost choked.